The power grid just flatlined for the fourth day in a row. You're standing on your apartment balcony, 12 stories up, listening to a siren somewhere west that nobody's coming to answer. The fridge smells like a crime scene. The tap sputters rust. Down on the street, a guy you've never spoken to is hauling a flat screen out of a CVS like he's moving apartments. Your neighbor, the quiet one, the one with the good dog, knocks twice on your door and says, very calmly, "Do you have any water?" He's not asking. He's inventorying. And that's when the truth lands on your ribcage like a bag of wet sand. You are in the wrong city. Here's the part the real estate ads will never whisper. It doesn't matter how thick your front door is, how many beans are in your pantry, or how clever your little go bag feels at 2 in the morning. If the zip code around you collapses, your prep collapses with it. Location is the prep. Everything else is decoration. Good news. We're not staying on that balcony. I've been nose deep in FEMA hazard maps, water table reports, and census density charts for longer than is probably healthy. And I've narrowed it down to 9 U.S. cities that actually hold up when the wheels come off. And the 9th one, I'll be honest, surprised me. It's not rural, it's not rugged, and most preppers skip right past it. Stick around, because by the end you'll understand why the people who already live there aren't telling anybody. Before we roll, one rule. The enemy here isn't one disaster. It's a stack of them: grid down, economic freefall, civil unrest, pandemic, supply chain rot. They don't line up politely and take turns. They pile on. The cold is a thief. Hunger is a con artist. Panic is the arsonist. A good survival city has to answer all three at once. Number 1 on the list: Coeur d'Alene, Idaho. Population just under 60,000, sitting on a 25-mile-long freshwater lake that could hydrate a small country. It's tucked in the panhandle, shielded by mountains, surrounded by national forest, and the winters are cold enough to keep the faint-hearted from moving in. Average annual snowfall around 69 inches. That's not a bug. That's the filter. The people who stay through February are the people you want next to you when the lights go out. Number 2, Kalispell, Montana. Gateway to Glacier, sitting in the Flathead Valley with some of the cleanest aquifer water in North America. Population about 30,000. Low density, high self-reliance, a culture where half the town still processes their own deer in November. If you've never lived in a place where the grocery store closes for hunting season, you've never felt true food security. Kalispell's weakness is wildfire. But here's the part nobody mentions. The same isolation that makes it vulnerable also means it's invisible to the 2 things that kill cities first, which are refugees and rioters. Number 3, Rapid City, South Dakota. 76,000 people sitting at the eastern edge of the Black Hills. It's high, it's dry, it's away from every major fault line, every hurricane corridor, and every prevailing fallout pattern from the big coastal targets. Ellsworth Air Force Base is close, which some preppers hate and I actually like, because a base means the power comes back on there first, and the roads get cleared. Trade-offs. Always trade-offs. Number 4, Cheyenne, Wyoming. Now listen close. Cheyenne has one of the lowest population densities of any state capital in America. Wyoming as a whole has fewer people than Memphis. Think about that for a second. An entire state the size of the United Kingdom, with fewer humans than one mid-size metro. When the cities to the south implode, Cheyenne is a fortress of space. Cold, brutal space, ranch culture, wind that'll take the skin off your face, and a population that does not, will not, and has never panicked easily. Number 5, Grand Junction, Colorado. 65,000 people at the confluence of 2 rivers, the Colorado and the Gunnison, in a high desert valley that grows peaches, wine grapes, and a genuinely absurd amount of food for its size. Elevation 4,600 feet, which keeps it above most flood scenarios. The surrounding mesa country is defensible in a way flat cities simply cannot be. And here's the kicker. It sits on top of some of the largest natural gas and oil shale reserves in the country. When fuel becomes the new currency, geography like this pays rent. Quick pause. I want to hear from you, because the comments on these videos end up being more useful than the video itself. If you already live in one of these places, or you bailed out of a big city for somewhere smaller, drop it below. What's the one thing your town has that the news never talks about? I read them. People have tipped me to towns I'd never have found otherwise. And hit the like button while you're down there, because YouTube buries this kind of content unless you tell it not to. And honestly, if civilization goes sideways next Tuesday, you'll want your cousin in Phoenix to have seen this too. Number 6. Knoxville, Tennessee. This one's a curveball. It's bigger, roughly 190,000 in the city itself. But it sits inside the Tennessee Valley, a region that feeds itself, powers itself with a mix of hydro and nuclear, and is wrapped in the Appalachian foothills like a blanket made of granite. Growing season pushes 200 days. Rainfall is steady but not catastrophic, and the culture runs deep on hand tools, home canning, and minding your own. In a slow burn collapse, that soil and that rain matter more than any bunker. Number 7. Fayetteville, Arkansas. The Ozarks are nature's middle finger to invasion. The terrain chews up armies, tourists, and moving trucks in equal measure. Fayetteville sits in a valley with abundant spring water, mild winters, and a regional food economy that still remembers how to function without barcodes. The University of Arkansas keeps the medical infrastructure alive, and the surrounding counties have more guns per capita than most small countries have soldiers. That's not a boast. That's a census footnote. Number 8. Duluth, Minnesota. Yes, Duluth. The reason's one word, and that word is water. Lake Superior holds roughly 10% of the world's surface fresh water. 10%. In any long-term collapse, water becomes the single most valuable substance on the planet. More than fuel, more than food, more than ammo. Duluth also has a functioning port, a small population around 86,000, and winters cold enough to naturally pasteurize half your problems. Will you freeze? Possibly. Will you be thirsty? Never again. And number 9, the one that surprised me, Traverse City, Michigan. Population about 15,000 in the city proper, sitting on Grand Traverse Bay, surrounded by cherry orchards, vineyards, and some of the most productive small farm acreage in the Great Lakes. Fresh water everywhere. A climate that's actually softening as the decades pass. And critically, it's a peninsula. Peninsulas are defensible by geography alone. One road in, one road out, and a whole lot of lake in every other direction. The locals call it up north. What they mean is off the map when it matters. Now, why does any of this actually work? Let's pull the hood up for a second. Every collapse in recorded history has followed the same 3 rules. Cities die from the inside out. Density becomes the killer. And water, not food, is the first domino. Rome didn't fall because the Visigoths were scary. It fell because 1 million people couldn't be fed or watered when the aqueducts broke. Modern cities are worse. Your supermarket holds 3 days of food. Your water pressure is a promise, not a guarantee. And your neighbors, as I was once reminded by a man I trusted in a blackout that lasted 9 days, are only as polite as the last meal they ate. The cities on this list all solve the same equation from different angles. Low density, local water, local food. A culture of competence. Those 4 legs are the chair. Kick one out, the chair falls. Here's the line I want you to sit with. A bunker is a bet against the world. Now let's climb back up on that balcony. The sirens are still going, but you're not there anymore. You've already moved, or you've already planted the flag, or you've already made the call that the average person won't make until it's too late. You've got a lake at your back, neighbors who know your name, and a garden that's 3 weeks from its first real harvest. Your front door isn't stronger. Your skill set isn't magic. You just chose a better piece of ground. That's it. That's the whole secret. If this opened your eyes a little, subscribe. I'm putting out a breakdown of the 5 cities to get out of first, the ones that look fine today and won't survive the first 72 hours, and you do not want to find out the hard way that yours is on that list. Stay sharp, stay rural, stay one move ahead.